Whoa, Jason Momoa seems to confirm this is the end for the Aquaman franchise, but also gives a big hint at his DCU return. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what he said, what's going on, and why things seem to be unfolding like we all predicted. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring that bell for all the updates. We want to be your place for all the superhero news, and we'll bring it to you truthfully and transparently. Well, as many of you know, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is going to be the final film in the DCEU era before James Gunn and Peter Safran reboot the whole thing with Superman Legacy. Well, technically with Creature Commandos. Even with the rebooted universe though, James Gunn has made it clear certain actors are going to retain the characters they were playing in their previous iteration. This includes John Cena as Peacemaker, Xolo Manadora as Blue Beetle, Steve Agee as John Economopoulos, and the list kind of goes on and on. But that didn't include Ben Affleck as Batman or Henry Cavill as Superman. And with Wonder Woman, well, a little questionable, many people have been asking about Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman, and whether or not Jason Momoa would be back or not. Now, fortunately, the actor strike is over, and this means actors like Momoa are making the rounds to do promotions for their project, and he's recently found his way onto the Jimmy Fallon show. Now, during this appearance, he appeared to pretty much confirm who will be hanging up the tights after James Wan's upcoming sequel, saying, "This is kind of the end of this DC universe, but there will always be a place for me at DC." Now, let's break this into the two obvious parts. First, Momoa seems to out and out confirm this is indeed his last film as Aquaman, something we've been suspecting for a while, and this also feeds the general speculation that Gal Gadot could also be replaced as Wonder Woman, since at this point, 3 out of the 4 core members of the Justice League have been completely recast. Now, There Will Always Be a Place for Me at DC takes us to the part of the story that we've been talking about since day one, and that is Momoa taking up the role of Lobo. Now, if you watch the piece, and I haven't included it because The Tonight Show will drop a quick copyright strike on you, so check it out on their channel, but the actor never mentions any specifics or the character's name. Now, we did have a social media post from Momoa several months ago, shortly after James Gunn took over, that he seemed to all but confirm he was going to stay with DC and doing what he always wanted, which seemed to indicate he had taken the part of Lobo. But since then, James Gunn and everybody at Warner Brothers has kind of tried to steer the thought patterns away from that, because they all know if Momoa is moving on, well, a lot fewer people are going to show up at the theaters to see the movie because they know the story is ending and they'll wait for it to come out on streaming. We saw last week how a sequel to a billion-dollar movie does not guarantee success, and I fear as more and more of the general public kind of figure out he's done as Aquaman, then this movie will have more trouble than was already expected. Momoa seems a great guy. I've always kind of liked his unique take on Arthur Curry, and I am super excited about the potential for him to be Lobo. He has been the fan casting for a long time, and one of those indicators that James Gunn and the new DCU will indeed be listening to what fans want and understand what fans want, because right out of the gate, they appear to be giving us exactly that. I think the big question ends up being, will Momoa be in Superman Legacy? Tell me what you think in the comments below.